looks could kill, America would be in trouble right now. That girl is not happy. Rebecca Bross has got some definite soul-searching right now to get things back on track. But this young lady, Allie Raisman, currently our leader after one event.
And this is huge for her because she's doing a very difficult vault, has the potential of scoring a 16.5. I said, what's most important? She said, I just need to breathe. And she does not do it. Got to try to see what number she flashed. If that was a planned omission or in the air omission. Either way, she wouldn't incur a deduction. But
the vault that she did at Classic was the 2.5 vault, which she was thrilled about and said that's the vault she needs to make a world team.
Yeah, she really does need that too. You know, with the way everybody's performing tonight.
Sabrina Vega gets ready to go on the uneven bars, and Mackenzie Kukwatu, who went earlier on the uneven bars at 15.0, so she is certainly going to put heat on Allie Raisman.
Well, this is her first senior nationals, and she said, I already feel like a senior. I competed at the senior level already last year in other competitions, so she's not looking at this as any major change.
Now, there have been a lot of struggles in the training.
And another.
And there's another one. What I was going to say, though, and she kicks the bar, and every time she's swinging back and forth like this, those are all deductions. You just can't do that. She's trying to collect her thoughts, and, you know, the judges are just scratching on that paper, and this is a disaster right here.
I'd be a little concerned if I was Marta Caroli. I'd like to know what's going through her mind.
Well, you know, it's not just her. It's virtually everybody so far, except for Allie Raisman. Everybody is having their struggles, and they can't believe it. The selection committee right there.
Nastia Lukin is one of the 3 members who is making the selection for the World Championships.
I think Marta just leaned over to Nastia and said, can you still do bars for her?
It's not pretty.
Too bad, because she is the kind of gymnast that Marta wants on the team. She's got nice lines. She is typically very consistent, and one of the things that she loves about her.
You have to be confident. You do that every day. You have no problem in the gym. You have to be confident and to not, you know, bail like this on a skill that you already do know very well. Okay? All right. It's okay.
Very frustrating, you know. What he's saying right there is you just need to do what you do in practice, and this is not what she does in practice. This release skill right here. Seen her make this many times, but also she has missed it a couple of times. Really doesn't get her body rotated enough for her hands to be in a proper position to grab the bar, but it's pretty scary out there tonight.
Not the bar team Sabrina Vega was hoping for as she tries to recover on the sidelines. There's a lot of gymnastics left in these Visa Championships. She's got to get it together.
Yeah, I would tell you that this is by far the messiest Visa Championships I can remember watching in the last 10, 12 years. I've never seen, I can't remember anything even close to this.
And we were excited about this year's Visa Championships because of some of these young juniors that were moving up into the senior ranks and kind of giving them a little bit of a challenge here and seeing what they're made of. But boy, there are a lot of mistakes, but so far so good for Chelsea Memel.
Talk about someone who is unflappable, doesn't seem to be affected by anything. Chelsea Memel gets ready to go on the balance beam.
So you just saw a shot right there of Marta Caroli, Steve Rybecki, and Nastia Lukin. That is the selection committee. They'll be at all of the major competitions like this one right here, and they'll also be in Huntsville at the training camp at the Caroli Ranch, watching and charting and plotting and trying to come up with the 6 team members that can put together the best team score. That's not the top all-arounders. It's You know, it's a bunch of all-arounders, and it's somebody that can shine on the uneven bars where they're a little bit weak. And in my opinion, it's somebody like Chelsea Memmel, especially after we've seen what we've seen thus far tonight. You need somebody with the mental capacity that is unrivaled by just about anybody. This girl has it.
And that selection, Tim, this meet is part of it, but it's a lot more than just this meet.
Oh yeah, it's a series of workouts at the training camp. It's also, they call them verifications down there, and actual competitions. So
the other thing that Chelsea Memmel has going for her is she is an all-around gymnast and prefers to be an all-around gymnast. This is what she's trained for. This is what she prefers and what she does best. She's ready to go on any event.
New combination right there, super hard. It's called an illusion turn. A big acrobatic combination right here.
And they are spot on.
Just cannot teach somebody to be able to do this. She is something special. Marta Caroli says she is not tough. She is Nadia tough.
Wow, I agree. Unbelievable.
And she knows it. She is taking full advantage of this situation.
And I don't know if people realize how hard a comeback in gymnastics is. To equate it to the real world, it's like telling Jordan to come back, but by the way, you got to play in your socks. I mean, it is so hard, and she makes it look easy every time. The only gymnast in tonight's competition to perform and not have a deduction was Shawn Johnson, but that was Flora, and all she did was salute the judge. But here she is, finally. The comeback is about to begin. Shawn Johnson on vault.
A bit of a test on her knee. There's a nice fall. You know, a little bit sloppy. Not quite the power we remember from Shawn, but big smile. She's happy about that. You see that left knee. It is all taped up. She is actually recovering, not from a gymnastics injury, but from a skiing accident, a torn ACL that had to be repaired. And amazingly, that's what was the catalyst for her to come back to the sport of gymnastics. She said there was a possibility that it might not be possible anymore, and when that happened, I knew I had to give it a shot.
Now she's happy to just have this vault back. As Tim mentioned, didn't quite have the height, not as clean off to the side. There's a lot of things for her to work on, but she stood it up.
Yeah,
it's complete.
She actually tried warming this event up just a few weeks ago at the Cover Girl Classic, and she got a really sharp pain in her knee. Said it was a bad mistake, but she said, I needed to do more here than I did there.
Twitter accounts around the world are blowing up. America, Shawn Johnson is back. Welcome back. We are halfway through day one of the women's all-around competition here at the Visa National Gymnastics Championships. And it has been a tumultuous first half, shall we say the least. Allie Raisman holds on to that top spot. However, she did do her best two events, so it'll be interesting to see if she can stay there. Mackenzie Cuquado, after that great bar routine, stays in second place. Jordan Weaver still in the top four. Chelsea Memmel, unbelievable. I'm just going to say unbelievable and leave it at that. Not everybody here is on the top of the leaderboard. There's a lot of great stories who aren't on the top of the leaderboard. For more, we'll go down to Andrea Joyce.
All right, John, you know, at 23 years old, Casey Jo McGee is one of the oldest competitors here tonight, but she's also one of the least experienced at this level. Now, when she finished her NCAA career at Arkansas in 2010, she told her coach, Mark Cook, she wanted to compete as an elite gymnast for the first time in her life. She wasn't done. Mark told me that he was plenty surprised because in 34 years of coaching, he had never heard of anyone trying to do that. And he's not her coach now, but back then at the beginning of this process, he had to get certified himself to help her through the qualifiers. Mark says that he did have definite doubts that she would be able to do it, but then he pointed out, you know what, Casey Joe is Irish. She is very stubborn, and she refused to give up on this dream. And, you know, it's pretty remarkable when you think about it. She is one of just 21 young women to qualify for this championship. And I guess, John, you could say that that is a victory with a capital V.
What a great story. Great to see athletes out there that aren't necessarily expecting to be on the top of the standings, but they got something to prove to themselves. Jordan Weaver's got something to prove to herself as well, and one of our earlier favorites currently sitting in 4th place after 2 rotations.
And if everything goes as it should, Jordan Weaver will unquestionably be leading after this round because of the difficulty level of this vault and how well she's capable of performing it. Big, huge vault.
And it's a vault she needs. This has become the norm at this level of competition. It's what she needs at the World Championships.
Catherine and John Geddard, her longtime coaches. What makes this so hard is she actually does an extra half twist. And this half twist gives her 7/10 more in difficulty than the regular double full. It's just a huge, not quite as huge as that, but a huge advantage as you watch Coach Geddard right there. As I said, he has been with Jordan. They have been a team for so very long. He said she is a coach's dream. Does anything and everything
Got a long way.
you ask of her.
And this dream would not just be Jordan Weaver's dream. John Geddard has never had a gymnast on a world team or an Olympic team, so this is big for him as well. Back over to the balance beam, Anna Lee. We saw an outstanding uneven bars routine for her. How important is it for her to make a mark on 2 events, not just one coming into the balance beam?
Well, there's no question that if you're going to be on a team, you have to be able to contribute in as many places as possible. And really, the only 2 where she can is balance beam and bars. If she punches a ticket for the Worlds in Tokyo, it will be primarily because of uneven bars, but it sure would help to have a couple of solid beam routines behind her as well.
Yeah, solid meaning stick, no mistakes. Marta is just looking for that consistency. This is pressure, but boy, you go to the World Championships, qualification for the Olympic Games in London next year. That's pressure.
Good fight there.
That bell went, that was overtime.
You get a warning, and then if you hear a bell the second time, incur a deduction. She'll also get one for that dismount, only a double twist, a little bit too easy.
Yeah, not the top difficulty value, but you know, she stayed on, she's happy. There's a long way to go. She certainly has room to improve, and